Welcome to the Richland County Recreation Commission regular board meeting for June 16th, 2025. Can I get a call to order to adopt the agenda? Or motion, excuse me.
I make a motion to adopt the agenda.
Second.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Christensen,
Yes.
Commissioner Jacobs,
Yes.
Commissioner Lapine,
Yes.
Commissioner Lindsey,
Yes.
Commissioner Mobley,
Yes.
Commissioner Alton Brown.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Also, we're gonna go ahead and make a motion to adopt the minutes, but I did want to welcome Mrs. Brown. This is exciting to have you here.
Thank you.
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 members here tonight, and I think it's been probably over 18 months since we've done that. So this is great to have this, and this is what this commission's all about. So thank you very much for being here, and congratulations.
Thank you.
So can I get a motion to adopt the minutes?
I make a motion to adopt the agenda.
Minutes,
A motion to approve the minutes.
approve the minutes. I screwed you.
I make a motion to approve the minutes from
Second.
May 19, 2025 regular board meeting.
Second.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Christensen,
Yes.
Commissioner Jacobs,
Yes.
Commissioner Lapine,
Yes.
Commissioner Lindsey,
Yes.
Commissioner Mobley,
Yes.
Commissioner Alton Brown.
Yes.
All right. Guess what? We have public input. So how are we doing on that tonight?
Okay. We have 5 individuals who have signed up for public input tonight. No, we have 6 individuals who have signed up for public input. When you hear your name called, please come to the podium. You will be given 2 minutes to speak, and there will be a timer to notify you that your time has ended. Ms. Minnie Green.
Good evening, Board. I'd like to thank you all for allowing me the opportunity to speak on behalf of Lower Richland Promise, the event that was this planned for the Lower Richland area. I wanted to first say that I attended the meeting last month, which was my first time actually attending a board meeting. But prior to that, Kelvin Washington presented to the community an event that he had proposed for us, and it was an overwhelming outcome. The community was very excited because the event was geared towards seniors, young adults, teens, and children. And when we found out that he was asked to postpone it until a later date, we were disappointed with that. When I attended the meeting last month, there were several things that I was disappointed with. First, it was alluded that we were having a big family reunion event. That's what you all said that it seemed like he was doing. That was not the intention. We in the Lower Richland area, we are landowners, and when we want to have a block party or a big family event, we have property that we can have those things. But this event, we understand the rules and regulations of RCRC, and in no way that we would violate or allow someone to violate what you all have set in place. Another thing was that the protocols were mentioned, and I'd like to find out if you all have in writing protocols for certain events, because I didn't get clarification at the last meeting. Because we always have events at GAS, and we've never had problems with participants violating, like with coolers, and you all alluded to drinking. That was very offensive to me, because I don't know of an incident where we had to address that. So if you had knowledge of that, or if you have knowledge of that, please let us know.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have Preston Cheeseboro. Mr. Maurice Hart. Miss Yakaya Dixon.
Good day, everybody. So we all already know why we're here. But I really want to reiterate a few reasons why we should be pushing to have these kind of events and kind of really open up the door to let you know like what they truly mean to people and you know, all the benefits and things that could come about from it. For one, events like this will be providing a much needed outlet for stress relief and social connection, directly contributing to a healthier, more resilient community. A lot of communities, when they come together more often, as I've even noticed in Myrtle Beach areas, they host a lot of events and stuff, and you know, they're able to like get more people together. They're able to spend less money on Crime Watch because naturally the citizens look out for each other more. They look out for the park more. They feel more of a permanence to the park, or they feel like these things really belong to them. They see directly what their tax dollars are doing. They see that they're able to come enjoy themselves in a very civilized way, of course. But you know, that would mean a lot, and that would really do a lot for when it comes to molding a community and the kind of community that I'm sure you guys love to invest in. Based on the parks that we have and stuff, you know, you could see that you guys love to invest in them, right? Well, utilizing them furthermore shows your point. It furthers the points that you've already made by creating these spaces, community development and bringing everyone together. This is like events like these are community in motion. They really show how RCRC truly cares for the well-being of the adults in our community. Furthermore, they show how much you care about things even outside of just a park. Like this stuff encompasses so many different things. Let's talk about property values. People want to live in places where people come out and they get to enjoy themselves as a community and they have fun safely, of course. And I think the people that come out there will feel like that. They will want the situation to remain safe and copacetic, because who doesn't want their property values to raise consistently and frequently? Is that my timer?
Yes.
Thank you for your time.
Thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
Mr. Deontay Reese.
Oh, how much time do I have? 2 minutes? Okay, cool. Thank you all. Good evening, Chairperson, esteemed members of the Commissioner Board. My name is Deonta Reese, and I stand before you today as a voice, proud community voice for Gaston, South Carolina, which is a community that's rooted in family, tradition, and resilience. I'm here to respectfully ask for your support in allowing us to have this renewed annual Gaston Family Friends Day at the recreational facility in Gaston. This is more than just a gathering. It's a homecoming. It's a cultural touchstone. It's a celebration of everything that bonds our community. For generations or for years that I can remember, this event has served as a rare moment where our elders would pass down stories, children will meet cousins that they hadn't seen in a while, neighbors will break bread and renew a shared commitment to unity and progress. It's been a day of joy, safe recreation, and deep connections, which are all values that this very commission champions daily. We believe this park, this facility here in Gaston, which is a beautiful facility, but I think you would agree very underused. It's the perfect place to host this celebration and provide an environment where everyone, young and old, can enjoy the day safely with dignity. We're committed as a community to working closely with your staff to meet all the requirements, ensure proper maintenance, and leave the space better than we found it. Our community often feels overlooked. But tonight, with your support, you have an opportunity to say, we see you, we hear you, we believe your story matters. So let's work together to make this day a reality, not just for Gaston, but for a larger vision of unity, equity, and inclusion that we all strive towards. Thank you for your time. Thank you for you considering this request.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Ms. Bernice Scott,
Thank y'all for allowing me to speak. I want you to know that staff was very attentive. We met with Mr. Lewis and the rest of them, so it's not about staff. It is about the community. We work very hard. I still get cursed out because I raised my hand in the 6th to get those parks in the different areas in Richland County. We have to be included into the people. I would like for y'all to set up some kind of task force to listen to the community themselves. And then come back and set some policies that would fit the community, because a lot of times, as I was running for county council for 20 years, I understand Eastover, Hopkins, Gadsden, Crossroads, all of them got a different little culture. Gadsden is very unique. All parks are unique, and the people in that area is unique. I think what really got upset was when y'all denied instead of deferring. Because if it was something wrong, you could always take it off the agenda and defer it. But when it was denied, and then it said something about the alcohol and codes all over the place, I was a little taken aback. And Mr. Lewis, we talked about it. And I appreciate the meeting we had with them. Got that out. But board, y'all set your policy, please, to fit the community needs. Thank you.
thank you, Ms. Scott.
That's it? Okay, thank you very much. I guess what we'll do is move into the financial report. Mr. Ryan and Zam.
Good evening, Chair Lapine, members of the Commission Board. I'd like to begin tonight by providing you with an update on the General and Enterprise Fund financials for the period July 1, 2024 through May 31st, 2025. Total revenues for the general fund for the 11-month period were approximately $26.8 million. This was comprised of a $5.1 million direct allocation from the state for a planned facility purchase. The remaining $21.7 million is derived from administrative and program operating revenues. Compared to $18.3 million revenues this time last year, that represents an increase of approximately $3.4 million or 18.4%. The bulk of this increase comes from the county's property tax allocation. Our total allocation increased from the prior fiscal year. As well, grant revenues were up from this time last year as we received funding for the Hopkins Pool and Playground projects. Additionally, program revenues have increased from this time last year. Program revenues for this period were $1.1 million compared to $782,000 this time last year. That represents approximately $277,000 increase, or 35.5%. Athletics and rec programming revenue, as well as youth camp revenue, were the largest drivers for this, as we saw increased volumes from prior year. General fund expenditures for this period were $18 million compared to $15.1 this time last year. Represents approximately 19.6% increase, or $2.9 million. The biggest driver for this increase would be salaries and fringe for a number of reasons. First of all, we had instituted the longevity pay at the beginning of the fiscal year. Additionally, we had a COLA increase, second half of the COLA increase that was implemented in January. Additionally, we had increased seasonal hires to meet volume increases. We also had filled vacancies that all contributed to this increase. Capital improvement, we front-loaded some of our budgeted capital projects. We had the Hopkins Pool and Pool Building projects, parking lot projects at Kaufman Road and Meadow Lake Park, parking lot repairs at Park Lane and Killian, as well as the demolition and replacement of playground systems at Hopkins and Bluff Road. For Linrick Linrick revenues for the current period were approximately 1.1 million compared to 1.07 million this time last year. That represents approximately $29,600 increase or 2.7%. The largest driver for the increase was cart rentals and pro shop sales, as volume was up from last year. We also saw a slight increase to the rental fees for the carts due to the purchase of the new fleet. Enterprise fund expenditures for Linrick for this period were 965,000 compared to 1 million this time last year. Represents approximately 6.5% decrease or $66,500. Capital outlay was the largest driver for the decrease, as we had purchased some capital equipment in the first half of fiscal year 24, a fairway mower. And then finally, the Wellness Center. Revenues for the current period were 1.18 million through May 31st. This includes 888,000 of one-time funds received from the state. We also received funding due to RC Wellness Center at closing in the amount of $63,000. The remaining funding came from patrons and membership revenues. The Wellness Center expenditures for this period were 528,000 through May 31st. The bulk of the expenses were comprised of capital improvement projects completed shortly after RCRC took ownership, chiefly the pool renovation, as well as salaries and fringe expenditures. Are there any questions?
Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you.
All right. Unfinished business, Gadsden Community Family and Friends Day presentation by Lower Richland Promise, which I believe is Mr. Washington.
Hi, everyone. My name is Brittany, and I'm here on behalf of Countryside Youth Football. It's ran by Maurice Hart and Preston Cheeseborough, so you may have heard their names a little earlier, but I'm speaking on their behalf. So basically with the Gadsden Park, we were told we could not do practices there. We have a youth football team that just just started out today. So that's why Maurice and Preston did miss today, because they're practicing with the youth. So it often seems as if when we try to do things to build the community back up, we're met with resistance or no help at all. So I would just love you guys to just look into the eyes of the community and approve certain things that would help our youth.
And what's the name of this football team? This is the first time that I've heard about it.
Oh, yeah. So this is a new football team and it's called Countryside Youth Football.
Okay.
So we just started up today with the practices and we would love to use Gadsden Park. For right now with the practices, we're in an open field. And, you know, it's just been an inconvenience. So if you guys would please just consider one of the parks to help these youth out and get that going for them, they will love it. I mean, they're excited, it gives them something to do for the summer, even after. So please consider that.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Because I am very involved in our community and I'd like to see our community moving forward. My question is, has those gentlemen reached out to Richland County Recreation about getting practice area or facilities?
Yes, multiple times they were denied and they were not given any resources as well.
Can you find out who they spoke with and let us know if you don't mind?
Yeah, I don't mind. I'll get that information. And even if we even said, hey, well, I know we're denied, but can we get any resources? We didn't get any resources either. So if that can be.
Who did they submit this form to? Requests.
Let's see. Again, I am speaking on their behalf. They are doing practice right now with the youth. So I do apologize. I do not have that information, but they have advised me directly that they have been reaching out.
Who is they?
This is Maurice Hart and Preston Cheeseborough.
They need to put it in writing.
I will do that. I'll make sure they put that in writing. Thank you.
This is new to us too. We
Okay.
don't need to put it on the agenda.
Yep.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
And her presentation ties in to the Gadsden. Because we invited them to also do some skills training for football for the kids who will participate in the Gadsden Family Friends Day. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Commissioners. I want to give a history of how Gadsden Family and Friends Day came about. Gadsden Family and Friends began organically. At the end of the school year, we all got together, brought the kids, and I was with the volunteer fire department at the time, and we started cooking out. Throughout the year, you would see a lot of activities at the park. Kids running around, adults walking the perimeter. I mean, it was just an active park. As a matter of fact, I had to encourage the previous commission at that time to really come out and see all the activities. And he picked a Sunday. And I think he did it on purpose, thinking that nobody was gonna be out there. And I couldn't have scripted any better. Kids were running around, adults walking around, playing baseball, pickup baseball. But the park was full on a Sunday. And over the years, we started getting a little bit more organized. We had the cookouts. There was no alcohol. This was a family event. A family event. And over the years, we started continually building off of that. And this before really all the regulations and things started coming down. Fast forward, we had to adjust. Government is designed for a little intimidation. It's very intimidating for anybody to come to government and ask for something. If somebody is motivated to volunteer or want to provide an activity, it's incumbent on government to create policies that are somewhat flexible and give staff the cover to be able to provide whatever the need is. If somebody's motivated to get up and say, I want to tutor some kids, we should do everything in our power to make sure that volunteer gets whatever they need. I know we got to do background checks. I know there's a liability issue, but we got to be incumbent to make sure we do that. There is a hiccup for activity on coolers. I understand the grills will be allowed, but the hangup is on coolers. There should be some flexibility in you all's policy to allow coolers. If somebody's going to cook out, they got to cool off the meat in whatever size they have. And I cannot believe that if you're having soccer matches, football, no coolers are allowed to at least hydrate those kids. We have to have policies in place and also imagination within those policies to allow some of these activities to take place safely and make sure we don't have alcohol on site. But the community has been very upset from the previous meeting, how this event was portrayed. But we're here to convey to you all, this is a family event. And I think everybody got harped on the flyers that went out. And let me tell you who was the culprit for that. That lady right there. She started talking about boots on the ground, but she was talking about the seniors around the county who were doing these line dances. But it got out of place and they started talking about the youth, those young folk. They get ready to have a, what do they call it? Field party. But she was truly talking about some of the seniors because they practice it. They've been at the centers learning how to do land dancing. And that was an opportunity for them to come out and show what they learned. And that was the precipice of that. But please, if y'all need to come out and look, verify yourselves. Take in consideration everything that the public has come up and speak to pertaining to the Family and Friends Day in Gadsden. I appreciate the opportunity.
Can I ask you a question, sir?
Ma'am?
I'd like to ask you a
Yes,
question.
ma'am.
So which organization are you speaking of tonight? Lower Richland and Promise? Or the Tri-City Visionaries?
Tri-City Visionary and Lower Richland Promise have an agreement.
Are
They
they the
work-
same?
Ma'am,
Are they the same?
no, they're not the
organization?
same.
Okay. Yeah, no, we had two organizations to come in. I was just trying to figure out which.
Yeah, they're more of the administrative part. And they just have a partnership with them.
I basically hope we could have a computer part to that food. With the seniors. It's just an idea of keeping them moving.
Right.
And so when those promised, the younger people can be emerge in so that we can see how the young people move, keep moving too. And the thing is, we are charter,
Which one now? We got two here.
Tri-City Visionary and Loris has promised a charter, but we wanted to match it so we could help them bring in the young people and then the old people get together. It's a community thing.
Right, that's what was confusing. I didn't know if it
Okay.
was one of the same or two individual ones, because we got information from both of them at different times. Just need to clarify for us.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Greetings, Chairman Lapine and members of the board. We greatly appreciate this opportunity. I just want to briefly talk about the Family and Friends Day. The Family and Friends Day was a community plan event. It was designed for true community engagement, strategically scheduled and thoughtfully including several meaningful elements to respond to some of the current needs in our area. Please allow me briefly to just go through the planning team thoughts and our process of planning this event and our expected outcome. Starting off with paying for the seniors' will and deeds. Statistically, across the U.S., 50% of Black-owned lands may fall under heirs property. Since 1910, 80% of Black farmland has been lost. This is a growing concern in Lower Richland. Being predominantly a rural African-American community, addressing this now is more pivotal than ever. Also stating the fact that new development is coming in at a rapid pace in that community. Secondly, the plan with the youth plan events. Eastover or Gaston does not have any summer league activities for the parks for the kids taking place now. This event aimed at bringing together the majority of those kids and their parents, offering fun activities, free food, while taking advantage of this moment to register those kids for sports leagues and summer activities. We planned on doing this by going to the schools. We was gonna pass out flyers. We had a scheduled time with the principal for each school in that area. Community grill-off. This was another portion of an activity of the event. This event featured a grill-off hosted by community advocate working to end gun violence and our very own Sheriff Lott. This collaboration provided a powerful optics demonstrating our unity with the Sheriff Department and emphasizing our commitment to a safe, fun summer. Line dancing celebration. Contrary to popular belief, this celebration was not, it was more than a party. Several newly formed line dancing groups and organizations that primarily focus on community service, either by their performance at seniors' living homes, schools, and different church programs, and they also do food box deliveries. This event was intentionally designed to bring together younger and older generation in shared spirit of community love with dancing. The momentum from this event and activities was intended to serve as a launch pad for many more events throughout the summer in the Lower Richland area. Unfortunately, the event's cancellation sparked a deep conversation. Many participants expressed frustration and highlighted a disconnect between RCRC and community-led Richland County events. The approval process is discouraging and ambiguous. During my time at RCRC, I often heard nobody comes to events down there. I strongly disagree. Many of the individuals involved in planning for the Family and Friend Day also helped organize last year's middle school late night hoops event in partnership with Richland County Recreation Foundation, which attracted 300 middle schoolers, the largest youth event to date. Hosting a successful event in a rural area requires more than social media promotion. It's a grassroots approach that is essential. They're including distributing flyers at local community meetings, schools, businesses, and churches, and involving those who are deeply embedded in the community in the planning process. The community has many ideas. For example, let's open Eastover Pool Park, invite the kids, have a grill, a food bouncy house, and other activities. This discussion has already started, and we're eager to get to organizing for it. Moving forward, we stand before the board seeking your full support for future community-led events as we create innovative ways to fully utilize our facilities in our community. Thank y'all so much for the opportunity.
Thank you.
All right, so, thank you for that. So I think that it's just very important to remember that, you know, you've come back to us, and I think that, you know, in the process of finishing up the paperwork, or it is finished, and we'll, be considering that very, very soon. Yeah. Go ahead, Bob.
In terms of the legal things, I think in terms of your choice to amend the agenda tonight is not, that would require 2/3 vote. I think a special call meeting to consider what has been presented, some of it is very specific, coolers, and some is broader. So I did hear Bernice talk about bikinis, so I don't know if we want to put that on the list or not. But having that in a special call meeting, I know timing, you've got to have it done so it meets the proper timing, and it would be properly noticed. That's what I would think. Not so much a recommendation, but that's what the law simply requires.
Well, thank you for that. And I think that that's prudent. And I think that we can do a special call meeting very, very quickly. But I just wanted to reiterate that, you know, it's us 7 commissioners that have to make sure that we're looking out after the greater good of the Richland County citizens, from safety, and we have policies and procedures. And not to say that, you know, where we're going with this is a direction that I like, but, you know, I think we still have to have our conversations. So with that said, I know that Hamilton wants to say something.
I would just like to say I appreciate Mr. Washington and Mr. Washington coming out to tell us about the culture of this Gaston Family and Friends event. What I don't want to happen as we leave here tonight is there is the perception that Richland County Recreation does not support the Lower Richland area. That's where I currently reside. That's the place that I love. So my area, even though I'm from Monticello, my area will always have my support. So I don't want you all, because I did hear some disparaging things while you all were speaking, and it may have been things that happened. I do want to note that we did not deny the event at the last meeting. We did not take an action. So we didn't deny it, we just didn't take an action. So in hindsight, we didn't approve or deny it. But I'm always for the Lower Richland area, whether it be Hopkins, Gaston, or Eastover. Anytime you all have something that you want to do, I would like to know. I didn't know anything about it until maybe 2 days before we had to even come up here and talk about it on that Monday. I heard about it on that Thursday. And so I would like to know, even if, you know, I don't have to know everything, but if there's something in the community that we want to get done, I think Mr. Anderson lives in Hopkins. I believe Ms. Lindsay may live in Hopkins. We have people up here that if you talk to, we possibly could go to our executive director and make a recommendation for whatever may be happening. But I don't want us to leave here tonight under the impression that RCRC is against our community, because that's not the case. Yes, ma'am.
Things I think was the tape. They actually tape that came out. Mr. Lewis got up and spoke, and he said, I would like for y'all to deny this. It was unanimous upon the board to deny. Now look back at your tape. I think that's what set up. That's why we want to do the community thing, to work together. Because it is a lot of misinformation going out. Now, when I got a copy of the tape, someone sent me a copy of the tape of the board meeting. When they got to talk about the coolers and the coals thrown on the ground and all. Somebody said, I think it was Mr. Lewis, I'm not sure. I can go back and look. Said this, I would make a motion, I would like for y'all to make a motion to deny. And it was unanimous. I think that's what set it on. So we need to, that's why I'm working and I said, bikini party, you know, we not put on a bikini. I don't even want young people coming to bikini on. We're talking about getting the seniors in water, get aerobics and stuff like that. Cause me and Mr. Lewis talked about it, and we've been kind of like mashing and hitting. If the older people keep moving and young people keep moving and we can work together, you're gonna have a healthier environment. People be healthier. We can say, I'm 80 years old and I'm still going. So that's what we talked about going there.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
I think it's communication, yeah, I appreciate y'all listening to us today, because it's important for, and I don't mind, people call me so many times, and Mr. Lewis and some of his staff, we had a meeting, it was wonderful, we got out, said some of the things what was said. Because we got to understand that these talks belong to the people, and if the people don't feel friendly going into them, or feel good about things that are going on, they're not gonna go, and then they're gonna talk bad about you.
Right, and we don't want that to happen. That's right. Yes, ma'am.
Fun things, the Lord we say, raise your hand. Y'all always people. We came just to hear and to let y'all know we do care about popular regulation. We're gonna work with you to make sure these things get done. We're gonna work with the community, and I'm in the community all the time. They worry me to death. And so Mayor Coble and I was on council together. They still worry me. But the thing is, we got to put it together. We got to work with one voice.
Likewise.
Thank y'all so much.
All right, so I think what we need to do is move forward with discussions of this and then have a special call meeting to finalize this.
My only concern, I love Hopkins, grew up Hopkins. I'm a Hopkins guy for life. Went to Lower Richland High School, went to Hopkins Junior High when it was Hopkins Junior High before they made it a middle school. I'm all for the community. Work with the line dance class seniors. I have a ball with them when they do that. It's fun. Our only thing was the protocol with the paperwork. When it came here, all the paperwork, we were told all the paperwork wasn't set in place. We were missing a few things. That was the decision with the board. And that's the only problem that we had. Otherwise, we would have looked at it and approved it.
One word is defer.
Uh-huh.
One word is to defer.
That's
And
true.
if you defer, then everybody shut up, and then we can get everything in. But when you get up and start talking about liquor and holes and all that stuff, that was set.
One of the bigger issue was the time, like Commissioner Jacobs said, the time when we got it with everything, it was only a couple of days. So we get it a couple of days and then that weekend everything is supposed to take place. So that's where the disconnect came. Because we're, as a board, it's our responsibility to protect the integrity of the agency as well. First, the people and the integrity of the agency.
Defer would protect everything and everybody stop it.
And I understand that. I totally understand that. But at the time, it was the way it came across. I don't think we even said anything about.
Defer.
Okay, all right.
Everything's good.
Okay, all right.
All right,
Uh-huh.
okay. So I think we're gonna move on to new business now. And we'll have a treasurer's report about kiosk payment system.
Good evening. Just for clarity, am I moving it or do we have staff that's moving the presentation? Just wanted to make sure. Okay, very good. Thank you. Good evening once again, Chair Le Pen, Commissioners, Director Lewis, and all of the staff, executive staff. Thank you for the opportunity to speak this evening and stand before you and share some exciting information about our new kiosk project. The goal and objective of this brief presentation is to provide information on the expansion of our tax payment options outside the walls of our physical location at 2020 Hampton Street, and to seek a partnership with RCRC. So as you can see, from the presentation objectives, they are there. During our COVID years, as we all know, we were working in such a time of uncertainty. And with that, Richland County Administration Building closed. It was during that time that was a highlight to us that we need to have options that provided more of an in-service or an outside service that provide the same as an inside service. And through this is where I birthed this idea of payment kiosks that would be placed throughout our community. So our vision and my vision as a local government office is to be a leader in the delivery of services through the utilization of technology and best industry practices while maintaining financial integrity and public trust. Mission. We are mission centered. I understand that trust is essential in our goal to do what we're supposed to do and increasing the trust of our citizens have in government. That is our goal. We want to increase the trust that citizens have in their government by providing professional, innovative, and helpful services. So our path forward, currently we offer this current payment options. As you will see, we have in what you know, we have in person at 2020 Hampton Street. We have by mail. We have online at our Richland County website. And we have drop-off payments at our Synovus Bank. Our path forward consists of a new payment kiosk option that we're looking to deploy in July of this year, 2025. And it's through our kiosk that there will be a self-service for tax payments. These would be tax payments such as real estate, vehicle taxes, personal property taxes, and business property taxes. It would be a credit card only system, no cash involved. Immediate county receipt once the payment has been successful on the kiosk. We have made an investment in the purchase of 3 kiosks. These kiosks will be deployed to key outlining areas of the county: Lower Richland, the Northeast Blythewood area, and our Northwest Ermore area. But kiosk placement outside of county's administration building is only possible through community partnerships. As you can see, this is how the kiosk is. This is an actual picture of our current kiosk. It has the logos placed across the front, the size, so that it is properly signatured to show that it is a Richland County kiosk. It has touchscreen, tamper-proof, is versatile, is movable, is durable. But beyond that, is safe and secure in regards to the acceptance of someone's payment. Our current community partnership is with Synovus Bank. For over 20 years, we've partnered as a drop-off site. The outlining branches have traditionally shown larger numbers in use. Synovus branches such as Lower Richland, which is now closed, Sand Hills, and Lake Murray. As a drop-off site, no immediate county tax payment receipt is given. Average turnaround time can be anywhere from 7 to 10 days, business days that is, before a county receipt is issued to a taxpayer. And again, drop off is exactly what it is. They're just accepting the payment at the branch. There's nothing that's happening other than they're accepting it and sending it to us at 2020 Hampton Street in these outlining areas. So through a new community partnership, we are looking to partner with our Hopkins Magistrate Office, Judge Stroman. That's located at the 5425 Lower Richland Boulevard. But also we want to partner with RCRC. There is the Ballantyne Community Center, which is out on Bakley Road, Irmo, and the North Springs Community Center, which is here off of Clemson Road in Columbia. So we say, why these locations? High growth area and highly frequented sites, proximity to Synovus locations. So the Lake Murray branch to the Ballantyne Community Center is approximately 10 minutes, but 5 miles away. The Sand Hills branch to the North Springs site is 5 minutes, 1.3 miles away. And what we're looking at is proximity is, when I say that these are the highly frequented sites, that means that if you're already going to a site where it's just a drop off, the potential of you going to the kiosk is greater. Also, as you all have heard in the news, the Department of Motor Vehicles will be closing their Blythewood office. They're looking at potentially closing. However, they do have a kiosk that's located at the Kroger Shopping Center off of Killian. That's the Killian and Robert Branch Roads, which is maybe a 5 to 10 minute drive from the Clemson Road area. So I think that even with that proximity, having some benefits of working together. So we say, why this? Why now? Well, we're simply wanting to meet the taxpayers where they are in their community. The kiosk option in our partnership allows taxpayers a safe and secure environment to simply meet their tax obligations. The MOU that we've had or we have will allow us to clearly outline our roles and responsibilities. Through the partnership, it is not our intent to make RCRC staff treasurer's office staff. And I'm going to repeat that again. It is not our intent to make RCRC staff treasurer's office staff. We will provide clear signage and the kiosk will have a helpline call button that will allow treasurer's office staff to immediately assist a taxpayer at the kiosk. Richland County is a premier county. And as such, this kiosk payment service will be the first of its kind in the state among local government treasurers. So I thank you for your time. And if there are any questions?
You can pay our car taxes this way?
Yes, sir. So the kiosk is available to pay car taxes, business taxes, real estate taxes. It will not produce a decal. So you won't get a decal like if you were standing in my office. That's another broader partnership that has to happen outside of the county with the kiosk, with the actual decals, because that is the State Department of Motor Vehicles item. There is a transaction fee that is associated with the kiosks, of course. That is something that is a part of a merchant service agreement that we already have in place. So there is not free. The drop off at the Synovus branches is free. But when you're utilizing a service such as credit card, there are merchant services fees that go along with that.
The same fee y'all do online? Is that-
Yes,
yeah.
exactly. It looks the same exact way. Just in your online environment, you have to wait the next business day before we process it. Well, in this case, we have mirrored it to look exactly the same, but in this case, it's only one type of payment, which would be the credit card, and it produces immediate receipt.
I think this is a great idea. Being somebody who lives out in Little Mountain, way out there, having to go all the way downtown when there's a DMV office right next door, and
yes,
you never have all your documents right. So to have that that kiosk, I think it's a good idea. Taurus, what are your thoughts as far as?
My staff and I met with Ms. Dove on site at both locations. She had her key members of her staff. I had my key members of our staff. Our IT teams, along with our Deputy Director of Operation, Mr. Cooper, agreed that this is a doable process. I do recommend that the board do allow these two kiosks to be placed in our facilities, for the citizens of Richland County.
Yeah. Thank you for that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there a vote that's gonna have to, there's no action on this, is there? Hold on a second.
You can, just as with the other one, it's not an action item on the agenda. So you could amend the agenda, or you could just do this at the special call meeting. That
Yeah,
probably
we can just do it the
easiest.
same thing.
But it sounds like everyone is for it.
Yeah. We'll just do that at the next meeting. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Executive Director report.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Before I get started my report, what's the young lady that was here for football? She left. Mr. Hamilton can always tell you, whenever I get a phone call from the Lower Richland area for any youth activities, practice games or whatever, I always go above and beyond to ensure that those kids in that community are allowed to practice and play. We spoke to my athletic staff. They have not received any phone calls about football. So if somebody could relate, I know Preston Cheeseburger myself, because he hung out with Kevin all the time, Eastover Park back in the days, but have Preston to give me a call so we can make arrangements for them to use Gaston. So that is not a problem. Thank you. Blackfoot Park, just to give you an update on the pickleball courts. As you can notice here, those tennis courts now have been converted into 6 pickleball courts at Blackfoot Park. We got new fencing, everything is totally brand new up there. We will be having, this was all funded through a park grant. So we will be having a grand opening in the next week or 2. We would put it out, notice for the public and the media to come up and be able to utilize the pickleball courts. We've already got a lot of calls about it from the media, from the pickleball community, so they're excited about being able to play pickleball at Blackwood Park. Our plan in the future is also to look at some of our other tennis courts and also, especially in the Lower Richland area, Eastover and Gaston both have courts. So we'll look at those as well in the near future as the park grant funding come about. Dennis Terrace Gym is another place that we're converting. They're still in the process of this project here. 2 courts were turned into 4 courts. They're probably about a month out from being completed. So that would give Richland County Recreation 10 courts in the county for pickleball usage. Our athletic staff has started working with current pickleball leagues and communities for league play and annual memberships and those different things. So there will be some small fees like we do with tennis associated with court reservations, but we have some stuff in place for that as well. Agency updates. Yes, sir.
Taurus, let me get this straight before you go to agency updates.
Yes, sir.
Okay, on this Get Some Family and Friends Day, you're gonna provide a hydration station,
Yes, sir.
Italian ice for first 300 patrons,
Yes, sir.
bottles of water,
Yes, sir.
sodas, juice,
Yes, sir.
and an additional dumpster.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Because I don't like to do these special call meetings like y'all understand. I don't like doing them, but I will do them on this, but I want to make sure I got everything.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right. Park Lane adult activity rec commission, advisory committee, I'm sorry. They raised funds and they gave $2,000 scholarship each to 2 Richland County's District 2 students. Trayvon Smith of Ridgeview High School, I believe he's going to Denmark Tech, and Kevin Hampton of Spring Valley High School, I think he said South Carolina State, were the recipients. Our current new commissioner, Ms. Alton Brown and Ms. Gloria Jenkins, along with the rest of the advisory committee, did an excellent job ensuring that 2 individuals from Richland County School District 2 were able to have some type of financial assistance with college. So if all advisory board members are here, can you please stand to be acknowledged for your hard work, please? Bishop, thank you. And they work very hard over here, making sure things are done. I do want to give an update on our capital accreditation. As most of you know, last administration, that capital accreditation was lost. I was part of, we was the first in the state to get it, and we maintained it for 16 years. After my departure, I don't know what happened, but I vowed to the board and council members that asked me about it, we will get it back. So in the process of doing this, Ms. Courtney, please stand, please. She's our new special project coordinator. She will be leading this project along with Ms. Camilla Sampson, our risk manager. We've submitted all documentations for this process. It's a very strenuous process. You get visits from the National Capital Team. Ms. Sampson, she's already on the team where she go visit other agency who's trying to go through this process. We're not getting reaccredited. We lost that. We're getting accredited again. I fully expect with the leadership and our staff, we will in 2027, we will get that accreditation back. It's meaningful to have for recreation. It puts us back on a national level. And it also will allow us to be doing some of the best things in the state that we've done in the past. So we just want to give you guys an update on that as well. Professional development, we had 2 members of our community relationship team. They went to the government leadership development program. Ms. Latoya Watkins, is she's here? She's not here. And Ms. Ryan Cohen, she's here. Our special media specialist. This was a very prestigious program. I did it myself back in the days of 6 months. You go once a week, 8 hours, 9 hours a day. It's mandatory that you complete about 75–80% of the classes. You get to meet other people in your profession and outside of your profession and government work to network and share visions and ideas. And they're just the start of what we will continue to do moving forward. Every cohort to try to send at least 2 of our staff members for professional development. So job well done to you all. Summer camp update. Summer camp started June 9th. We had 11 centers that have summer camp. We have over 500 participants now that are registered for summer camp. We hired 76 seasonal employees for the summer to ensure that we was in compliance with DSS at the campsites. Also our adaptive recreation program, who's now up under the leadership of Mr. Randolph Anderson. We have 43 registered special need individuals that is attending Camp Sunshine over at Trenton Park. And we have 12 additional staff working there as well to ensure that those individuals are maintained and taken care of properly. Agency trainings and update on June the 7th at Garners Ferry Adult Activity Center. We had our first annual training of the year for our part-time staff. Our HR department, Ms. Amy and Riley, along with our recreation leadership, provided some much updated training. We discussed chronos, how to clock in and clock out if they have a missed punch. We really expressed dress code about our staff being professionally dressed when patrons come in the park. We don't like the ripped jeans and the jogging pants and all that. We want to be able to look professional, like recreation professionals. So we really have stressed that as of lately. We did a great team building exercise where a lot of the part-timers was put in certain groups and they got up and did the boots on the ground, Miss Bernice, and some other things about park rules and expectations. So it was a really good event. And we also had the lunch catered to ensure that our staff was properly taken care of. Our leadership team, we had a workshop held by Mr. Kenneth Simons the third. He's also resides in the Lower Richland area. He's the CEO of Empowered to Win. He's known for his leadership expertise and motivational speaking. Mr. Simons provided all the leadership staff with a copy of his new best-selling books that's on Amazon. the Winning Leadership Challenge. I'm currently reading it now. It's a very great book. So if you're interested in it, please go on Amazon and purchase it. It's a great read about leadership. And lastly, to continue our training, first aid and CPR is really expensive, but we don't take that for granted. So we are now training staff in-house to become certified first aid and CPR responders and teachers. So our athletic superintendent, Mr. BJ Bevell, and our assistant superintendent, Mr. Jess Sauer, just recently completed their certifications to be able to teach first aid and CPR, to take some pressure off of Mr. George and Ms. Camilla. So we will have other staff that will be getting trained to help with this initiative. A lot of our staff haven't had proper training in about 7 years. So once that was brought to my attention, we have made a effort to ensure that everybody that works in our parks and facilities are first aid and CPR certified, know how to use an AED machine if somebody started to go into cardiac arrest. There will be no excuses not to run the aid if it's needed in our facilities. Are there any questions or concerns at this time?
I
Yes,
have one
ma'am.
question. Can you please give us an update on how we stand with the budget with Richland County Council?
We will have the third reading, Thursday night, Ryan. Tomorrow. The last reading, we asked for additional funds. We didn't get the favorable 6-5 no. So we will see what happened tomorrow night. If we'll come back up, I've been told that there's a tight budget and things are just tight. So, but I do know that a lot of other millage agencies did receive some funding. So I don't quite buy that for the record, that it's so tight that, you know, we asked for additional $700,000-800,000 to do improvements, HVAC units, parking lots, lights, and those things. And we was voted down, you know, and I don't take nothing from no other agency that did get it, you know, but there were several other agencies that were voted to get the additional funding that they asked for. So without that additional funding, it can cause some issues for us. We recently, as of last week, received a notification from the voter registration office that 11 of our facilities are not in compliance for voting. A lot of this ADA compliance. A lot of this involves repaving, taking out sidewalks, adding sidewalks to a certain height, length, dimension. We received this after we submitted our budget. We was at the second reading when we got this. We do not have the funding at this current time to meet the needs of that, which could cause those facilities not to be allowed to use for voting. 3 of those facilities are in the Lower Richland area, Eastover, Kaufman, and Hopkins. So I have made a strong pitch to some council members about that, and I have sent documentation to them about that as well, that we have started the process of getting quotes on that work to be done, and we will let them know exactly how much it costs to get it done. Because, you know, voting means a lot to a lot of people, and our constituents got the right to vote and should have a safe place to vote. So, I mean, Mr. Cooper alone, we think it's about a $300,000, maybe $400,000 job, or maybe be more than that. So some tough decisions are gonna have to be made to try to get that done.
Yeah, and so I wanted our commissioners to hear that. So if any of you all have relationships or know any of the county council members, it might be prudent to try to call them or text them, ask for their support. You know, one of the greatest moments that I think that our board has had over the last couple of years was several months ago when we all worked together and we were able to get grants and whatnot to do Hopkins Park Pool. And it was a big deal for everybody. And the facilities are awesome. And we need to continue that momentum. I think that in whole, our commission and RCRC is under your leadership is doing a lot better job than it was in the past. And we really do need more funding to, you know, move things forward. So it's important for us to reach out too.
We haven't had a millage increase since 2019, and that was only $400,000. We got over 42, 43 facilities that are extremely aging. We have 4 facilities that's 40 years old. We got 2 that's over 45 years old. So we basically have 6 facilities that possibly should probably close down in the next 2 or 3 years if we don't get those facilities. And they really just need to be rebuilt. They're just old and outdated. And I mean, for us to Kaufman Road during basketball season, the sewage backs up badly where it comes out of the toilets. And we have to get emergency plumbing in down there, and you have to stop to get basketball games, which is an embarrassment to taxpayers and to the agency. But as Ms. Bernice said earlier, you know, she was one of the ones that voted for the $50 million referendum back in the days. And I've expressed this to our council members. It's time to look at another bond referendum where we really need to enhance our facilities. Kaufman Road is there in dire need of facility. Trenton Park, Forest Gate Park, Friars Gate Park. You know, those parks are 40 years old. They opened in 1979 and 1985. And we keep patching them. But like anything else, over time, they depreciate and the value is no longer there. So.
Is Ryan, and I know tomorrow, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that we'll have a opportunity to speak and present our case again, correct?
We don't have the opportunity to speak.
Right, but this is what I'm saying.
They will, I was told they will put it back on, try to see can they get it passed.
Right.
We lost it by 1 vote.
This is what I'm saying. Because I wasn't there, I don't know if everything you just said was said at the last time we had the hearing. I believe in you guys can do what you like to do, but I believe that when you go down there, it needs to be put on public record that we haven't received anything since 2019, that we have facilities that are over 40. We know, and we're saying it in the room, but I think that the rest of the county needs to know, hey, we are one of the agencies. We always open. We open 7 days a week. We help in the community. We're doing different things. We're one of the agencies that have not been given an increase because for whatever reason it may be. And we want you to know this is what we're experiencing in-house. We've been able to manage. We've been able to handle it. But this is what we're experiencing. If they deny it, they deny it. But I would like to see that it's on public record that we stated we hadn't received it since then. We have 6 different parks that are over 40 years old, and we need this money to facilitate the needs that you all are requesting of us.
We've submitted documentation to some council members. I did to the vice chair at his request. Of things that we're discussing now.
And you said that the last time you got a millage increase was 2018 for 200,000.
2019 for 400,000.
400,000.
Yes. And currently we operate at 18.4.
We're at, in the current fiscal year, we did receive a one-time adjustment, but we have been operating at 12.5 mils for operating, and then 2.5 for debt service.
And trying to ensure that we can maintain staff. When I got here, custodian was making $11 an hour. I got them up to 14, hopefully could get them 15 to 16 this year. You know, our guys that cut grass and stuff, they was making $12 an hour. I heard Commissioner Marby cry, we started trying to increase, you know, salaries. This year, July 1, we would like to give everybody that work at RCRC a minimum of $15 an hour. You know, we have some people here 30 years making $12 an hour part-time, you know, that's unheard of. So in order to retain staff and get good staff, we got to be able to pay staff. That's whether full-time or part-time. You know, so if I don't advocate for the staff, then nobody else will. And it takes staff to run these facilities, especially part-time staff in the afternoons and the weekends. So even the newer facilities that was built in 2010 and 13, Gaston Community Center, Crossroads, they're aging. Some of them having roof damages and leaks and things of that nature. So it's time to look, it's time to address them.
And you said it was just 1 against?
We had 3, well, 5, a total of 6 people voted no. With a 6-5 vote.
Go ahead.
I have one more request.
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like for us to recognize Representative Leon Howard for coming tonight and also helping us with funds for our pool from Richland County Delegation.
Any more questions or concerns?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're doing a good job.
Oh, yeah. Kevin's coming up, or Felicia, sorry.
Felicia. Miss Felicia is
I
back.
think Felicia's gonna do it.
Felicia's back,
Yeah.
back in town.
Good evening, Chair Lapine, members of the board, our newly appointed commissioner. Welcome, Ms. Commissioner Alton Brown. Since our last board meeting, we'd like to say congratulations to all of the graduates across Richland County. Continue to work hard and strive for success. Chase your passion, fulfill your purpose, and we will see you in the parks. Swim season is officially here. Visit us at Eastover Park Pool, Hopkins Park Pool, St. Andrews, and Trenton Park Pool. The admission is $5 per person, ages 4 and older, and it's free for ages 3 and under. Visit us at our website for more information about aquatics at RCRC. National Senior Health and Fitness Day was held at Meadow Lake Park on May the 28th. Shantae Cleveland provided exercise and educational resources related to overall health and wellness for all of the participants. And Mr. Lewis already spoke about this. On May 28th, our HR development specialist, Amy Matthews, hosted our leadership team to a lunch and learn with Coach Kelly. The topic was Dreams at Works, reflecting on our previous staff meeting. Tea for Tea was held on Thursday, June the 5th at the Pine Grove Community Center. Guests dressed in their fanciest garments and sipped on high tea. On Friday, June the 13th, RCRC participated in Jump Shoots for Justice hosted by DJJ at the Drew Wellness Center. This was a free community event, and their goal was to reduce violence in our communities and build relationship with at-risk youth, in Richland County. We'd like to say thank you to Commissioner Hamilton and the RCRC team that represented. We want to say thank you to Kevin, to Spencer, to Freddie, Hakeem, David, Kenny, and Coach Ira. He was absent, but he got the team together. RCRC team won 3 games and lost 1, resulting in coming in 4th place. So they did not bring home the trophy, but I know that they'll be back next year.
Y'all get those guys some Bengay. They work hard.
And we did unfortunately have 1 injury. RCRC Foundation is hosting its Art and Rec Connect Summer Series 2025. They have 74 attendees on June the 13th at Blythewood Park and June the 14th at North Spring Park. Youth and parents enjoyed creating watercolor paintings with our facilitator, Leslie Wilson. The next event is scheduled for Friday, July the 18th. Please contact Lisa Lewis with questions at extension 293. Congratulations to our facilities of the month. We'll get Tayana come up. For June 2023, we're going to say congratulations to North Springs Park, if you can come up front. The Recreation Center Supervisor, Mark Chavis, the Assistant Recreation Center Supervisor, Laura Jackson, Recreational Leader, Jordan Watson, and Lorex Tucker, our custodian.
All right, y'all. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Congratulations. We also would like to say congratulations to our Community Center of the Month for June. And that is the Crossroads Community Center with our recreation leader Janice Johnson and our Assistant Superintendent Demetria Goodwin. All right, thank you. Congratulations again, Crossroads. Our upcoming events on June the 18th, the Park Lane Adult Activity Center will be hosting a Taste of Freedom, a Juneteenth potluck celebration. On June the 20th, Trenton Park will be hosting a skate night. And also on the 20th, we'll have Rhythm in the Park, a summer concert at North Springs Park. And on the 21st, Pine Grove Community Center will host their health fair drop-ins. On the 26th, Gaston Park Community Center will host the National Physical Fitness Health Walk and Blood Pressure Check. On the 27th, Hot Wreck Summer will have a Water World Bash at the Hopkins Park Pool. And this time, Ms. Bernice, is for the teenagers. So we'll have yours in August. On June the 28th, we'll have the Back to School Bash at Crane Creek Gym. Again, at Gaston Park Community Center on July the 10th, they'll have an ice cream social. And we have several back to school bashes that will start in July. We'll also have a back to school bash in July on July the 12th at Bluff Road Park. And then on the 19th, we'll have one at Meadow Lake Park. On July the 18th, the Art Summer Series will be at St. Andrews Park. And again, a skate night on July the 18th back at Trenton. And on the 19th, Brandon Jameson will have a one-day football camp at Eastover Park. And this concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Great report. Thank you. Great. Can I get a motion? Sorry.
Mr. Chairman, I think, and I take responsibility for this, the discussion of election of officers probably is not a executive session item unless it's about a legal issue of when you have to schedule or something of that nature. But, you know, who you elect or anything like that would not be
Okay.
appropriate for like,
All
so
right.
you may want to just put it as a legal discussion. I think there are certainly a number of legal issues in terms of timing of the scheduling and that type of thing.
Okay, thank you. All right, thanks for making that clear. Can I get a motion to go into executive session?
I'll make a motion to go into executive session.
Second.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yeah.
Commissioner Christensen,
Yes.
Commissioner Jacobs.
Yes.
Commissioner Lapine,
Yes.
Commissioner Lindsey,
Yes.
Commissioner Mobley,
Yes.
Commissioner Alton Brown.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Can I make a motion?
Yeah, Val.
Can I make a motion? I'd like to make a motion to come out of executive meeting.
Second.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Christensen,
Yes.
Commissioner Jacobs.
Yes.
Commissioner Lapine,
Yes.
Commissioner Lindsey,
Yes.
Commissioner Mobley,
Yes.
Commissioner Alton Brown.
Yes.
Motion approved.
All right, so I'm gonna ask a point of order type question to you, Mayor Bob. And I'm gonna so I was thinking that the smartest thing was to just regarding the what's the name of it?
Gaston Family and Friends.
The Gaston Family and Friends event, to take a vote on it at a special called meeting in a couple days after the paperwork was turned in, but I think Hamilton said something to me that might make sense.
Are we able to amend the agenda and make a motion to vote on it tonight based upon all paperwork being turned in to the staff?
I think if you amend the agenda,
Well, we don't need to because we vote on legal matter, right?
well,
It's already on the agenda.
wait on this, you can amend the agenda at any time. This isn't this isn't a result of the executive session.
Mhm.
You amend the agenda, it takes 2/3, which is 5. 5, it could be unanimous, but it takes 5. And if you're not doing it, you're not doing something that's immediate. Because it's contingent on the paperwork being filed. So I think you could do that.
Are you good with that?
I think we also need to wait till we send these recommendations to ensure that they're gonna be, these are recommendations from the ED and that you all are gonna approve the recommendations.
Okay.
All right, then I'm just gonna say it out loud here that can I take a poll here and ask everybody, our commissioners, if either Thursday afternoon or Friday
Yeah, you can do
at lunch, or not lunch, Thursday
It
at
all gonna
lunch,
come down
or
to
what's
whenever they
best for
submit the
everybody
paperwork.
for,
Okay. Thursday.
so then we better do it Thursday.
Mr. Lewis had a good point.
You
Sorry,
really can't do nothing until they submit the paperwork.
correct. And I'm gonna make an assumption you get it tomorrow.
If you don't.
Okay,
I'm
why don't you,
I don't think
I'll
they
tell you
will
what,
by tomorrow.
why don't you just tell us when you get the paperwork?
That's what
All right.
Then we'll call.
And yeah, that's what I think we need to do.
Sorry, I complicated
Yeah,
that.
let's make it,
My apologies.
yes, sir, thank you.
All right, next, we did have a couple motions that might come out of executive session.
Okay, yeah, I'd like to make a motion to approve the executive director to have the authority to move forward with the study for CAPRA. CAPRA.
Second.
Is it good enough for you? All right. I'm gonna make sure we say it right.
You said it right.
James.
All right.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Christensen,
Yes.
Commissioner Jacobs.
Yes.
Commissioner Lapine,
Yes.
Commissioner Lindsey,
Yes.
Commissioner Mobley,
Yes.
Commissioner Alton Brown,
Yes.
motion approved.
All right. So we did discuss motions of in executive session for position. Go ahead.
This is,
Yeah. Well, no, we need to take a vote on election of officers.
you would not have discussed that in executive session in terms of electing the officers. That's open, so you would amend the agenda.
Wait,
Amend the agenda.
I know, I'm just wondering if we just save that for the special call meeting.
You could
Keep it simple.
do one of two things.
Yeah.
You could amend the agenda, which is perfectly understandable because June is supposed to be when you elect officers.
Okay,
So amend.
just in
the
case we
agenda
don't do it, we better just.
If everyone's in an accord, because that'll take 5 votes. And it's urgent because of the bylaws required. So I would move to whether to amend the agenda would be the motion.
Like to go ahead, go ahead.
I'd like to make a motion to amend the agenda so that we can vote for officers tonight.
That's
Versus
required by the bylaw.
that's required by the bylaws that you vote in June.
Second.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Christensen,
Yes.
Commissioner Jacobs.
Yes.
Commissioner Lapine,
Yes.
Commissioner Lindsey,
Yes.
Commissioner Mobley,
Yes.
Commissioner Alton Brown,
Yes.
motion approved.
And let me ask if the Commissioner Jacobs would do a second motion that the exigent matters or the emergency is that it is required by the bylaws to be in June. You have to have that, you have to have a final vote on something.
Okay. I would like to make a motion that the emergency matter is that it's required by the bylaws that it be voted in June. That's correct?
That's correct.
Second.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Christensen,
Yes.
Commissioner Jacobs,
Yes.
Commissioner Lapine,
Yes.
Commissioner Lindsey,
Yes.
Commissioner Mobley,
Yes.
Commissioner Alton Brown.
Yes.
Motion approved.
All right. So how's this go now? But so what do you do that?
If there's a motion for all the officers, you can do it in one motion. If they're want to do it individually, or what do you have, the chair?
Do you have to go in order or can you make a motion to nominate someone?
You can you can do either. If you could do it in order, I would do it in order, or one, if you have one motion for everything, you could do that. Or I would do it in order, starting with the chair. There are 3 officers, right?
Yes.
The chair,
Vice chair.
And secretary.
Vote for the chair, then the vice chair.
I'd like to
secretary.
nominate Mr. Lapine to be chair of the Recreation Commission.
Second.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Christensen,
Yes.
Commissioner Jacobs,
Yes.
Commissioner Lapine.
I guess I abstain. Can't vote for yourself. I'm gonna be like James.
Vote for yourself.
I'm gonna be like James.
Are you abstaining, sir? Are you voting yes or no?
I'll vote yes.
Okay. Commissioner Lindsey, Commissioner Mobley.
Yes.
Commissioner Alton Brown. Motion approved. Chair Lapine will remain chair for July 1, 2025.
I'd like to make a motion. I'd like to make a motion to nominate Hamilton Jacobs as the vice chair for the Board of Commissioners.
Second.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Christensen,
Yes.
Commissioner Jacobs,
Yes.
Commissioner Lapine.
Just something. He nominated himself, but don't the rest of us have a say so before?
Yeah, there is
He can
conversation.
nominate himself long as he
Yeah.
get a second.
Yes, but there was already a
Yeah, but-
second.
Second.
I'm listening.
Yeah, he got a second.
Yeah. Who second?
Anderson.
And
I can't object, so
You can
you
abstain.
can vote.
I'm staying.
Commissioner Lapine,
Yes,
Commissioner Lindsey,
she's abstained.
Commissioner
I can speak.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Well, you just said abstain.
Okay.
Commissioner Mobley.
Yeah.
Commissioner Alton Brown.
Yes.
Motion approved. Commissioner Hamilton Jacobs elected for vice chair starting July 1, 2025.
I'd like to make a motion for, can I make a motion?
Yes.
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 You can.
For Donzetta Lindsay to be secretary.
No second.
I make a second. I second myself.
No, you can't second yourself.
I did. Hamilton did.
I didn't second myself. I nominated myself.
Well, he can't second himself.
You have a-
Anderson second the motion.
Yes. you can do
Okay.
that.
Second the motion. Okay.
Commissioner Anderson. Commissioner Christensen,
Yes.
Commissioner Jacobs,
No.
Commissioner Lapine,
Yes,
Commissioner Lindsey, Commissioner Mobley, Commissioner Alton Brown.
Staying, because I don't know what y'all talking. I'm favorable on the discussion.
we got it anyway.
That's what you all saying. You want to be secretary. You gonna vote? Yes.
Motion approved. Commissioner Donzetta Lindsay for secretary for starting July 1, 2025.
Move to adjourn.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yeah.
Commissioner Christensen,
Yes.
Commissioner Jacobs,
Yes.
Commissioner Lapine, Commissioner Lindsey, Commissioner Mobley, Commissioner Alton Brown. Motion approved, meeting adjourned.